rumor that came out today, and that was spearheaded by our guy P-Mac, Philip Magruder.
That's my guy right there, man.
Yeah, I love P-Mac. Gotta love him. So he messaged Albert Breer on Albert Breer's weekly mailbag this week, asking kind of more insight on the Chiefs' plans for the draft. And Albert Breer, big-time NFL insider, has been around the league for a while. He had this to say to P-Mac. This is P-Mac. Hey, Albert, with the Chiefs' number 31 pick, they can choose the best available player. Which position, running back, OT, or DT, do you think they'll select, and which player should fans watch? P-Mac, I'd say if they had their druthers at offensive tackle, maybe a guy such as Conerly or Simmons slips to them, and now they throw him in the mix with incoming left tackle Jalen Moore and up-and-down veteran right tackle Juwan Taylor. Well, that's projecting a lot. It's more likely that the best quality of players available, defensive tackle or running back, though, based on the strength of the draft class. At the former Michigan's Kenneth Grant, Oregon's Derek Harmon, or Ole Miss Walter Nolan, we love all those guys, would all represent really good value at 31. At the latter, assuming Boise State's Ashton Jeanty and North Carolina Omarion Hampton are gone, Ohio State's Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, and Iowa's Caleb Johnson could be options. The idea of Henderson is, in KC, is pretty enticing. So I see this, he talks about Conerly and Simmons kind of standing out. And then I kind of take that into account with what I've seen that the Chiefs have kind of their pre-draft, which you sent me this earlier, JD. They've been doing their due diligence on tackles, and I thought we kind of talked, it was either Simmons or not really anybody else, but it seems like they're kind of doing their due diligence on a lot of guys. They've had top 30 visits with Caleb Etienne from BYU, NC State's Anthony Belton, Oregon State's Gerard Christian Lichten, Kansas Bryce Cabaldu, and Washington State's Issa Poole. In addition to their top 30 visits, they had Kansas State's Easton Kilty, who was participating in the local pro day in the Kansas City area. Minnesota's Ariante Ursary spent time with the Kansas City Chiefs scout to wrap up his pro day. And also we talked to Josh Simmons, I believe, either at the combine. Apparently he met with us for a little bit. So they're doing their due diligence on the tackles. Obviously, Josh Simmons is a premier guy. The rest of these guys are more project type dudes, which we kind of take a project dude almost every year, it seems like. So JD, I've seen a lot of people saying, Albert Breer's report here, if they're letting him know they're interested in tackles, the top end guys, that's a smoke screen. Where do you stand on kind of obviously the top end guys has smoke screen, and where do you stand on us looking at some of these other guys?
So I'll say this. I think Albert Breer I think he's absolutely correct. And this is what I've said all along. I think for me, I've said Josh Simmons is the guy to go to. If he's available, I say take him. Why? Because of his ability, what he's able to do. He's a rare talent to tackle. He's an NFL-ready guy. My thing is, because of obviously the patella tear that he had this past year is a concern. But the thing is, you got Jalen Moore there right now that can take over until he gets healthy, and that's fine. And then what happens the year after that, Marcus? Right? What happens the year after that? Because like he says in this message, up and down with Juwan Taylor, how's it going to look? What guys are going to do? So the Chiefs going to be looking probably long term to try to fill those roles. So if you're able to get obviously, Simmons or Conerly, that's what you may want to go. And here's the thing. With that, those are the only guys that I've said. Simmons the only guy. Conerly, yeah, I can see that too. Okay, I think he'll be good. Maybe a little work. I don't know if he'll be starting day one. We know he probably won't, but give him a little time. He'll be a good NFL tackle. And then after that, when you start looking at, best player, you got more defensive tackles that could probably fit their role. You got so many of them that you could probably, wane on that the first round. Like, okay, we could kind of do something like that later. Running back, same thing. I said this other night. I said, I think there's only 8 guys that are NFL ready from day one to come out there and tote the rock in the NFL. 8. Okay. And obviously, everybody that we talked, he brought up here, Marion Hampton, Jetney and, Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, Caleb Johnson, all 5 of those guys definitely fit that bill. But I don't know if they'll go that high for being a number one. Could they get a guy later on? Absolutely. I think so. My guy in particular, I said Ali Gordon Jr. is one, right? Brace Shaw was another one. I was saying Venti is another guy I think fits our mode, what we can do. So they could probably get a guy like that later. If the need is tackle, if they sitting there saying long term, let's get a guy. Do we go tackle, okay, and not pay a whole lot of money, get a young guy in here, as opposed to running back and get somebody a little bit later? Now, the list I showed you from, the help of my brother, Sean Barber sent that as well. We was talking about it in the chat. These tackles that you see right here in O-linemen are later round guys. They're later, like you said, somewhat of a project. I think these are more depth pieces, but could you get some out of these guys, maybe turn into maybe a blossom into a beautiful flower? Possibly. But more of these guys are just kind of fill-in roles. Irsay, he's a guy that I'm not as high on. I think me and Tage kind of talk about that a little bit. Could he turn into something with a little bit more work? Yeah, man, possibly. But these, like I said, these other guys, these other names, these are later round guys. They're later round guys. So if you're doing anything, it would have to be tackle, first round for sure. I think we need a defensive end that you can't miss, pass rusher, or defensive tackle, or the running back. Those are your 4-1s. I don't believe getting like a linebacker. So this is me. I don't believe like maybe getting a linebacker first round is the way to go. Well, like say a safety or corner. I don't know if that's like that might not necessarily be your priority. So that's why I'm always going against like the best player available, because it might, hey man, it depends on like my guy right here too. Druthers. I'm glad he's using Druthers. He's an older guy like me, so it's about what you want, tailored to what you need, and that's got to be a priority. So,
yeah, I'm with you. I'm out on Conerly. It's Simmons or don't draft a tackle in the first round. That's it. If Simmons drops 31, take Simmons. If not, don't just take a tackle. Just take a tackle. So on Simmons, we talked about this on the phone earlier, JD. So today was Ohio State's pro day, and it was reportedly from Stacey Dale's NFL insider that the Chiefs had nobody at the Ohio State pro day, which to me is interesting, right? Because it's reported that we have met with Judkins. It's reported that we have met with we had conversations with Judkins. We had conversations with Josh Simmons.
Yeah.
But we don't show up to the pro day. I mean, we talked about this offline, but we're a month out from the draft. And, tomorrow is 4 weeks till draft day. Teams, each of them already have the priority list. They already have their rankings. They already have all this stuff. Bar any kind of big setbacks or crazy things that happen, those lists aren't changing. So they already obviously have if they like Judkins, they like Simmons. That's it. That's done. Now, does not going to a pro day, is that like a smoke screen in a way? Like to say like, hey, like, oh, let's dip out of that pro day so people don't think we're in on any of these Ohio State guys. What would be the rationale you see for either going to a pro day or not going to a pro day if you were a front office person?
I don't necessarily think it's a smoke screen. I think those guys up there at Ohio State, I think they already know who they got. I think they know what these guys are all about. What I need to go see a dude run another 40-yard dash for? For what? I watched him all years, got as much film on him. I've seen him in the Senior Bowl, and I've seen him at the Combine. I've had conversations with him personally from a team. I think we know what we got. And so, Marcus, like I told you before, the Chiefs got eyes. They don't get some information from other guys that say or believe me. That ain't, hey, not having anybody there representing doesn't mean these guys are not getting information on it. And so what do you do when you go up there now? Are you saying that they're out on Henderson, Junkins, Simmons, I mean, Sawyer? I mean, we name it. They got, 8 guys, if not 10 that you can draft from Ohio State that's going to be, guys you could count on in the NFL. So they know what they have up there. They don't need to see a guy take his shirt off to run a daggone 40. They know. If you're a daggone horse on a horse, they done seen it. We don't need to keep looking. We know what you got. Thank you. It's like you go to a dealership, right? You go out there, Marcus. You done seen. What's your favorite car? What you like? What you like, man? Fast guy. What you like?
Fast. I like fast.
Okay. Oh man, you see a nice Bugatti. Let's go there. Okay. All right. You seen this in videos. You watched it on TV. You seen it roll up and down the street for you several times. You get to the dealership. You see it in the car shows. Then all of a sudden they got a Bugatti coming to a different place. Do you need to go see it at car another time to know that you want a Bugatti? You done see the 5 other places, okay? Done extensive homework on this joker. I don't think you need to go there to the dealership one more time to go see if it's still fast.
Waste of time to do that.
It's a waste of time, baby. If you're going to get it, right? If you're going to get it, go ahead and get it. So for the Chiefs, if they like any of those players, I say go up here and go get them. When the draft comes up, their names come in. You want the guy, you go get it. They've done every amount of homework on a guy. They know where he comes from, how he grew up, who his boys are, what his family's about, who his girlfriends are, what you did in the 2nd grade. This is extensive research that these teams do during this process. So one more time, it ain't gonna change anything unless something else comes up. You know, like we found out you got a new tear, or something else happened and you got a DUI that we didn't know anything about, or whatever it may be. Other than that, hey, Jay just said 31st pick is more like a Dodge Charger. No, sir. No, sir. No, it isn't. No, sir. Chase, 31st pick, you can get you a nice guy for what you want. And for the 31st pick this year, we got everything that we want. Tackle, if he's available, defensive tackle, defensive end, half running back. Hey, you got wide receiver if you want it. Now you really got your druthers on this pick on 31st pick. So we'll see, man. We'll see what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I hope we don't come away from this draft where when we go to this thing and guys like Tyreek Williams are there in the 2nd round we're picking, and like we don't draft him when he's clearly the best guy available, and if they avoid the Ohio State guys this draft, I'll be very concerned about this whole thing of them missing the pro day. But I like you said, they have all the information on all these guys at this point. I mean,
yeah.
By the way, do NFL teams do they hire like private eyes to get like not opposition research on players, but like to get research on players? I mean, is that how it goes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
There's no way you're going to miss it. Look, trust me. When I was getting drafted, I found out they had guys that went to my hometown, talked to the police chief and the police station and all those different things, went to my high school, went to my grade school, and wanted to find out who guys are. The guys that's doing the research, it's just not like pencil neck scouts. They hire guys that used to be, former CIA and FBI guys.
Wow.
It's when we talk about investing $30 million into a guy, you better know what he's all about. You better find out all of a sudden that this joker ain't just whatever he's doing. He's sniffing cocaine off backs and, doing all type of other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't going to find that out when you get to the NFL. Like, man, we didn't know nothing about this.
Right.
If you did, then everybody else needs to be fired around you if something doesn't come out. Seriously.
Dang.
Seriously. So that's how extensive it is, man.
Huh. Jeez. That's pretty, I guess you're talking big money. I guess these billionaires can spend up to get a lot of research done on anyone they want. So,
hey man, listen, the NFL's got plenty of money, and when them jokers decide they're not gonna open up their books all the way to show everybody how much money they got, they're doing their homework.
Yeah,
you already know it. So, yeah, man. Look, I've been through the process. I know it extensively, fully. And when I got into the league, I actually found out how deep of a process they actually go into. And it shocked me because I'm just like, wow. But when I start talking to guys, like, yeah, I was a former FBI agent. That's what I'm like, really? Like,
man.
yeah, regular guys, man, where they like what's that, the Hawaiian shirts like Andy Reid and stuff. You never think these jokers is. Sucker been in, FBI for daggone 25 years.
Jeez. You got Dick Tracy coming out of the woodwork to come and find you.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I'm talking about they would actually follow guys to clubs, to their homes, surveillance pictures and stuff. So sometimes, and that's why we didn't get to talk about this. I wanted to talk about this on Monday. But sometimes we hear these reports of guys, different people come out like, I heard he's got a problem, drinking problem, stuff like that. Sometimes, man, I don't know if those rumors are true because it could just be rumors, people talking. It could be haters out here like, oh, yeah, Jason Dunn hit me in my face. I was like, oh, really? You know who Jason Dunn is? Yeah, man, I know him. I'm like, dude, it's me. Like, they wouldn't even know. It's like, okay. It's people just talking. Some people just want to be in proximity close to people and say somebody did something to them or whatever. Man, it's a lot of craziness out there, man. A lot of craziness. So
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, all the years we do the show, I've never asked if they hire PIs to come look into these rookies before they get drafted. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. So Sasha said Lawrence Taylor or Michael Irvin wouldn't have been drafted today with a background check. Yeah, they would have. They knew exactly what they was getting. Hey, Sasha, they knew exactly who they were getting. They knew exactly who it was. They knew LT, everything he brought in. And I'm sure they talked to LT like, hey, man, look, just straighten up. We just need for you to straighten up for the game. Mike, too. He knew what Mike was doing. All that, man, down in Dallas, stuff like that. Act like they might come out there like almost some of the stuff coming out there like, I don't know what's going on. Really?
In some cases, the juice is worth the squeeze. In some cases.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Witchy Hall says like how they missed all the warning signs on Aaron Hernandez. That's another one too. And they claim that they had no idea any of that stuff was going on. I mean, but I believe he was drafted late for character concerns.
Lie. That's what I'm saying. They knew exactly who that Joker was.
Yeah.
They heard all the reports on it. And what they wanted to do, sweep it under the rug. They thought they was going to be able to handle it and manage it. And that's some of the arrogance of particular organizations.
The Patriots, yeah.
Absolutely.
You adjust to the Patriot way, and they'll take care of you.
Right. Oh, you better come here and do it the way we're going to do it. If not, we're going to get rid of you and cut you and stuff like that. Man, some guys just don't care. And then you give guys a chance because they are talented. It happens. It absolutely happens. One guy, man, God rest his soul, Lawrence Phillips. Coach Vermeil said when he drafted Lawrence Phillips, he knew everything about him, man. He wanted to try to help save him. Want to get him into an environment that he was hoping that, he'd be able to change his way. And he just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it, man. Sometimes people just can't get out of their own way. Sometimes and people take chances on folks. So, Lonnie Pyramid said, Aaron, they knew he was wild before. They knew all the reports. They knew that. Yeah. I mean, come on. This is Miami. You get every police report that's on there. They know exactly what's going on the team, who all the, the boosters, all that. All of that, man.
Yeah. Well, no, it was Gainesville, Florida, UF.
Yeah.
Gainesville.
Yeah.
And the police there were kind of in bed with the team, so like they kind of like they would try to put a damper on things.
Yeah, shoot, them jokers are all corrupt sometimes. Yeah, you start realizing you partying with the police at times. You don't even know it.
Yeah. Lonnie, how old am I? I'm 31 years old, Lonnie. I am 31, a young 31, my man.
Young guy.
I don't know. I'm getting whites by the day, though, JD. See, it's going back and back, man. It's going all the way back. I used to just have this, but now it's starting to go back.
So, do the Dashes get white hair young? Is that like a trait that y'all have?
So I'm the only one who was, maybe Tasia was, but I was the only one that was born with like the white like patch right here. So I had like a white patch here growing up. So this kind of was I've always had this, but now it's starting to go back big time.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, 25. I appreciate that, Lonnie. I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, somebody asked me the other day if I dye my hair. I was at the gym in the sun. I was like, "Did you dye your hair white?" I'm like, "No, I don't dye my temples white. No, I'm not doing that."
You thought you was gonna be Reed Richards.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to be Doctor Strange or Reed Richards or somebody.
Mr. Fantastic. No.
Yeah, right.
Lonnie said even Larry Johnson. I mean, did LJ have things at Penn State? I mean,
no, I don't think LJ had anything in Penn State. He didn't really have anything in Penn State because his dad was up there.
Ah, right.
He wasn't gonna do nothing around his pops. Shoot. No,
Yeah.
sir. No, Larry, look. I know Larry kind of gets a bad rap now because some of the things, however it is that people look at him at and the things he says, man, is inflammatory and whatnot, man. This is my brother, and I love him. And look, we don't know what people go through. But hey, Larry's a good guy, dude. He was a good guy. Sometimes when you get in certain situations and, we don't quite know how fame and all those things do you, or you don't quite know what things get to the point like where like dudes just, get in situations that they don't need to be in. He's no different. I don't think any of us are immune to doing stupid things. None of us are. None of us. So Tasia said I had to take the diapers off. Well, that's what
that's what Coach Ramil said, right?
Ramil said, take the diapers off. Yeah, need to grow up a little bit. He came in and rushed about 150. I guess he's like, I guess you ain't got no diaper now. You're a grown man.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.